Hi there. Welcome back to Very Good Yoga with Billy. My name is Billy, and for today's class, you are going to need 2 blocks and 1 strap. Today's class is going to be a high energy, full body Vinyasa flow class with an emphasis on hamstrings, handstand hops, and pistol squats. Before we get started, I actually want to talk to you guys about pistol squats a little bit more. So if you're not familiar, basically a pistol is just a one-legged squat. And for today's class, I'm just going to teach this bottom position where the hips are below the top of the bent knee on the floor and practice this balance holding on to the lifted foot. And I feel like pistol squats are one of those things that sometimes students get a little nervous about for a lot of really good reasons. Number one, I realize that this shape can be tough to get into, especially if mobility is something you struggle with, or especially if you have knee issues that I don't know about. That can also be kind of a thing. So if you just saw that and you said to yourself, I don't know about that, don't worry, I'll offer modifications, because after all, this is an all levels class. Let's get started. Let's lie down on our backs and come into Supta Baddha Konasana with the feet together and the knees out wide. And then before we settle into this first shape of class, make sure that you have your strap somewhere arms reaching distance. And then close your eyes and begin to bring a little bit more awareness into your breath. And I really do think that sometimes just showing up to class can be the most challenging thing. But you did it. You rolled out your mat. You turned on your computer. You found me on YouTube. And now that you've given yourself a little bit of gratitude for just showing up, bring more focus into your breath. So it's a more intentional breath. It's a more even breath. But don't make it too noisy. This breath is soft, it's smooth. Take a few more rounds here. Allowing the brain and the thoughts to catch up with the rest of your body. Okay. Step your feet onto the floor. So it's almost like you're about to come up into a bridge pose, but instead of the traditional way with your feet separated, bring your inner knees, your inner thighs, your inner calves, and your inner heels together to touch. Keep your hands by your hips. Inhale on your back. And on an exhale, press your feet down and lift your hips off the floor. So again, the whole time, your inner leg is completely together to touch, like you have one single leg instead of two. Lower your hips all the way down, inhaling. On your exhale, lift. Lower for 4. Lift. For 3. Lift. Lower for 2. Lift. Lower all the way down, last 1. Lift and then hold at the top. Keep squeezing the inner legs towards one another for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down and come into a happy baby. So usually this is something we do at the end of class. But we're starting with this happy baby today just to counter that really short burst of hamstring work, those bridges we did just a few moments ago. Step your feet back to the floor. And I actually want you to look at me real quick, just because I want to demo this, because we're going to do some more of those bridge lifts, but we're going to get a little bit more specific how we go about it. So setting up for one-legged bridge lifts. I'll have you press your foot down. I'll have you lift your hips off the floor, but The right leg is out in front of you, or either leg is straight, really. So if I were to come over from your bottom ribs to your lifted foot, should be one straight line. And then when you come down, you lower all the way to the floor, the hips and the heel. And that's it. That's how we're going to do our one-legged bridge lifts. Bend the left foot, step it onto the floor, and keep the right leg straight in front of you. It's an inhale on your back. And on your exhale, press the left foot down, lift your hips up, and just bring the right knee to the left knee with the right toes pointing in front of you. So that was 10. We'll lower for 9. And on an exhale, lift. For 8, all the way down, butt and heel. On an exhale, lift. For 7, inhale. Exhale, lift. For 6, lift. For 5, lift. For 4, lift. For 3, lift. For 2, all the way down, butt and heel. Exhale, lift. Last one, lift and hold at the top. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your butt, lower your heel. Step your right foot onto the floor. Grab your strap, lift your left leg, and go for a hamstring stretch. So you'll wrap the strap around the ball of the left foot, which if you haven't met the ball of your foot yet, it's the padded part right underneath your toes. So you're walking your hands up the strap to take out any tension from the band. But that being said, don't pull on the strap as much as we're just trying to work the arms as like dead weight. So there should be a soft band in each of the elbows. Two more breaths. Ditch your strap, place it off to the side, and extend the left leg out in front of you. Right foot's on the floor, right knee points up to the ceiling. Inhale. Press the right foot down, lift your hips up, left knee to right knee. Here we go. Inhale, lower down for 9, butt and heel. Exhale, lift, point the left toes forward. For 8, lower down. Press the right foot down to lift. For 7, lift. For 6, lift. 5, lift. 4, lift. Lower down for 3. Exhale, lift. Inhale for 2. Exhale, lift. Inhale, last one. Exhale, lift. Hold at the top. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down and step your left foot onto the floor. Grab your strap, lasso it around the ball of the right foot, and kick your right heel up into the ceiling for your hamstring stretch. So your shoulders are soft. There's a soft bend in the elbows. Fairly passive pose if possible. Reach the right heel up into the ceiling, press the right thigh forward into the hamstring, and take 2 more breaths. Place your strap off to the side and hug both of the knees into the belly and into your chest. So go a little bit wider with the thighs so that they're outside of the rib cage. It's almost like you're doing a malasana on your back. Take a few rocks up and down the length of your spine. And could you rock up and meet me in a malasana yogi squat? Maybe you can get there with no hands using momentum alone. Maybe you got to use your hands to prop yourself up into this position. So whether you are in a two-legged squat or a one-legged squat, your knees are over your toes. Press your palms together and your elbows into the inner thighs. Lift your heart and chest up. Take another full breath in. And on an exhale, forward fold. Straighten out your legs and then fix your feet either together or 2 fist width distance apart. Hang in ragdoll. Bend into your knees until the belly touches the thighs. Maybe the opposite hand finds the opposite elbow or elbow pits. Keep your gaze at the back of the mat and just sway side to side. Not only in the torso, but shaking out the head and the neck as well. Eventually put your hands back down onto the floor and inhale to a flat back. Exhales your fold. Press your feet down on an inhale, reach the arms up. See your palms touch and begin to lower your arms down by your sides. Bring your feet together to touch and find a really small bend in your knees, like this small. With your knees bent, press your feet into the floor so we're starting to feel our hamstrings engage and wake up a little bit more. Keep pressing your feet down. And eventually straighten out your legs, lifting the thigh bones up into the sockets. Turn your palms forward. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And on an exhale, step the right foot back to come into an active runner's lunge. Squeeze the feet together like you're trying to scrunch the yoga mat underneath you. Reach your right butt to the right, your left butt to the left. And on your next inhale, find a flat back. Look forward. Downward facing dog. Step the left foot next to your right foot. Inhale, look forward, shift forward, come into plank pose. Lower your knees down first, and with your butt and elbows lifted, drop your chest and your chin at the same time. Knees, chest, chin. So your spine essentially does the work of cow pose, and your gaze is straight ahead. Inhale, slide forward to a low cobra. Toenails pressed down, palms are dragging back. And on an exhale, lower back to the floor. Inhales your back bend, cobra or an up dog if you're ready for it. Downward facing dog, send the hips up and back. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the right leg up into a three-legged dog, please. Flex with the right foot, turn out your toes, bend the knee and open up your hip. Hug the outer left hip in and make sure that your left kneecap is pointing down to the floor. Melt the left heel down lower, and on an inhale, lift the right knee up higher. Exhale, knee in between the elbows. Step your right foot forward to your right thumb and lower the back left knee down. Untuck the toes and meet me in a half split. Straighten out the front right leg and back your hips up. If you're having a hard time keeping your hands on the floor, use your blocks. Pull the toes in towards the face and wrap your right hip back and your left hip forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Runner's lunge, rebend to the front right knee, tuck your back toes. Perch pose. What the heck is a perch pose? Tap the inside of the left knee to the inside of the right knee. So it's like a little bit of standing split, but at the same time, I would even argue that's like a little bit of chair pose. And then step your foot onto the floor. It's not that fancy or outstanding of a pose, but it's gonna come in handy later. We're gonna come back to that. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Press your feet down. Inhale, come up to stand, Urdhva. Stay as tall as you are right now and lower your arms by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up. Pause. Look up, see your palms touch. Maybe press your feet down to find more length. And then take the length with you as you forward fold. Hands stay on the floor. Inhale, flat back. And on an exhale, step the left foot back to come into your active runner's lunge. Keep squeezing the feet together. And this is such a small and subtle sensation that you definitely know you're doing the work, but if I was there with you, I might not be able to see it. Left butt to the left, right butt to the right. Inhale your heart forward. Downward facing dog. Step the right foot next to your left foot. Inhale, look forward, shift forward, come into plank pose. Lower the knees down first, and with your butt and elbows lifted, drop your chest and your chin at the same time. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward to cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to your back bend, cobra or up dog if you're ready for it. Downward facing dog, send the hips up high. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the left leg up into a three-legged dog. Flex the left foot, turn up the toes, bend the knee, open up your hip. And as you reach your left heel to the right, hug the right hip into the left. Make sure that the right kneecap points down to the floor. Melt your right heel down. Inhale, lift the left knee higher. Exhale, knee in between the elbows. Step your left foot forward to your left thumb and lower the back right knee down. Untuck the toes, back your hips up to a half split. So you'll straighten out the front left leg. And then flex through the foot to pull the toes in towards the face. So when you flex your foot, that lengthens out the back of the legs. So that being said, when you point your toes, that lengthens out the front of the leg. So with a half split, we're trying to lengthen the back of the leg, and that's why we flex your foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale is fold. Runner's lunge, re-bend into the front knee, tuck the back toes. Perch pose. Inside of the right knee, taps the inside of the left knee. Hands stay on the floor. Forward fold. Step your right foot down to meet your left foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. One inhale, come up to stand, reach the arms up. And then one exhale will take you right back down into your forward bend. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot back, runner's lunge. Inhale to lengthen. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot back to meet your right foot. Inhale, look forward, shift forward to plank pose. Chaturanga is the exhale, lower halfway this time. Inhale, come up into your back bend, upward facing dog with the thighs lifted off the floor. And then use your belly and take it to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up into a three-legged dog, please. This time I'm going to have you keep the right leg straight and flex through the foot like you could leave a footprint on the wall behind you. Press your palms down to lift the sides of the waist up and back. And on your next inhale, can you lift any higher through the inner right thigh? Exhale, knee in between the elbows, stay here. Look forward in front of your mat so the neck stays long. Keep the left leg straight. And can you do a little bit more cat pose in the upper back to lift the right knee higher in towards your chest? For 5, 4, 3, for 2, step your right foot forward on 1 and lower the back left knee down. Untuck your toes, half split. Straighten out the front and right leg and back your hips up. Now for me, I need a block when I set up for this twist. Plant your left palm underneath your left shoulder. Reach the right arm out to the side like an airplane wing. And then could you use your heart center to turn your chest up into the ceiling for this variation of a revolved triangle pose. Press the left hand down like a side plank to better stack your shoulders. Especially if you're someone with tighter IT bands, don't forget to breathe. Inhale the top arm forward, bicep by your ear. Exhale, right hand down. Runner's lunge, rebend into the front right knee, tuck your back toes, and come into perch pose. So the inside of the left knee taps the inside of the right knee. So this is modification 1 today for pistol squats. Like this might be what you do today, and this is great, you guys. But if you're interested, grab the outside of the left foot with your left hand and kick your left foot forward out in front of you. You might keep the right hand on the floor for support, or if you're interested, grab on for the left foot with both hands. Runner's lunge. However you can, step your left foot to the back of the mat. That might have been your first time ever doing that. So that being said, it might have been a little confusing. So let's do it again. Perch pose. Left knee to right knee. And maybe this is where you stay, but if you're interested in that pistol squat, grab your left foot with your left hand, shoot it out in front of you, eventually grabbing the foot with both hands. So the only part of your body on the floor is your right foot. Left foot steps back, runner's lunge. Grab your blocks and come into a supported warrior 3. So your block hands will come up to the highest of heights. And what I like about the supported expression is you can put more weight into your hands and thus straighten out your lifted leg more and reach the heel back. Press your right foot down, firm the outer right hip in, take an inhale. Forward fold is the exhale. Step your left foot next to the right foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. 1, inhale, come up to stand, Urdhva Hastas. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, flat back, crown of the head forward, shoulders away from your ears. Look forward and step the right foot back into a runner's lunge. 1, inhale. Downward facing dog is the exhale. Inhale, look forward, shift forward, come into plank pose. Chaturanga is the exhale. Inhale, come up into your back bend, upward facing dog. Toenails are pressing down. And then send it to your downward facing dog with the hips up high. Lift your left leg up into a 3-legged dog, please. And again, keep your left leg straight. So this lifted left leg. This is your warrior 3 leg. This is your handstand hopping leg. Lift up the inner left thigh, full breath in. And on an exhale, knee in between the elbows, hold the pose. Look out in front of you. Straighten your back leg more and then find that cat pose in your spine to get the left knee up more into the chest. 5, 4, 3, for 2, step your left foot forward on 1 and lower your back knee down. Untuck the back toes and back your hips up to come into a half split. Straighten out the front left leg and flex your front foot a lot. If you had a block underneath your hand on the first side, set yourself up here with the right palm underneath the right shoulder. Reach the left arm out to the side like an airplane wing. Using your chest, using your heart center to find this variation of revolved triangle pose. So what I'm trying to get you to avoid is just using the arm to find your twist. So in your lifted twists, or in your more open twist, like the arm is the last thing you should think about. Think about what you're doing on the floor. Press the right hand down to lift the left arm higher. Inhale, swing the top arm forwards. And on an exhale, bring your left hand down. Runner's lunge, rebend to the front knee, tuck your back toes. Perch pose. Inside of the right knee, touch the inside of the left knee. Option 1, stay right here, but if this went pretty well before, grab the outside of the right foot with the right hand and shoot it forward to come into this low pistol. Maybe you grab the foot with both hands. Maybe you keep the left hand on the floor for support. Runner's lunge. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. And we'll do that again. Perch pose. Right knee taps the left knee. Hold. If you're adding the squat, grab the outside of the right foot, shoot it forward. Maybe grab the foot with both hands. Runner's lunge. Step your right foot back. And then send it forward to come into a supported warrior 3. Grab your block hands, the highest of heights. Put a little bit more weight into your hands so that you can straighten out the right leg more. Look out in front of you, maybe a foot or 2 in front of your mat. And please hug the left hip into the body. Full breath in. And on an exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot down to meet your left foot. Inhale, flat back, long spine, even your neck. Exhale, fold. Feet together. Inhale, chair pose. Bend deep into the knees and lift your heart and chest up high. Look forwards. Bring your hands to prayer with the heart. Come up to stand. Tadasana with the arms by the sides. So one round of a sun B. Inhale, chair pose. Bend deep into the knees, heart and chest lift up. Belly to thighs, hands to floor. Forward fold is the out breath. Inhale, flat back, prepares you for chaturanga. Look forward, chaturanga, whether you hop or step. Inhale, finds your back bend, upward facing dog. And on an out breath, downward facing dog. Ground your left heel down and step your right foot as far forward as you can. Warrior 1, inhale takes you up. Exhale, chaturanga brings you down. Inhale to back bend, Urdhva Mukha. And on an exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Ground your right heel down and step your left foot as far forward as you can. Warrior 1, inhale, come up to stand. And on an exhale, chaturanga to lower. Inhale to your back bend, upward face. And on an exhale, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. So we've been moving like pretty consistently. I don't know how long, but we've been moving pretty consistently. So Take a moment and settle into this downward facing dog, finding an even breath. Keep your gaze in between your feet. And continue to feel your heels and calves melting down to the floor. But your thighs and your butt lifting up and back. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the right leg up into a three-legged dog. Flex the foot, turn out the toes, bend the knee, open up your hip. And maybe this is where you stay. But if you would like to flip your dog, step the right foot behind you and stretch the top arm forward. Think about what you're doing on the floor. Press the right foot down, lift your hips up higher. That's where the back bend's gonna come from. Full breath in. And on an exhale, right hand down. Step your right foot forward to your right thumb. High crescent lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Straighten out the back leg. If and only if it doesn't bother your lower back. Could you wrap the outer left heel forward towards your outer left hip? And your outer right knee back towards your outer right hip. Inhale the arms up. And on an exhale, step up. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana A. Bring your left hand to your shin, thigh, or foot and reach the right arm up. And folks, I just want to point out, I'm modifying this shape myself. But if you can grab your foot, grab your foot. Really my big thing is I don't care what you do with the left hand. As long as you're standing up straight. So I can't see you, but I'm guessing you can straighten out your standing leg more. I know I can. Your shoulders are over your hips. And when you reach the right arm up, can you lift up through your outer right heel? Keep the left leg lifted and add the left arm up. If you're not there already, straighten the left leg out in front of you. And on an inhale, stand up taller. Keep the left leg lifted, and on an exhale, pendulum it down, pendulum it back, warrior three. So again, ideally, arms are reaching out in front of you with the biceps by your ears. But if you need a modification, hands at prayer at the heart or support it. Straighten out the left leg more. Keep flexing through the foot like you could leave a footprint on the wall behind you. Full breath in. Hands come down and your left foot steps back on the exhale. Lift the right leg up into a three-legged dog. Keep the right leg straight, preparing to come into a standing split at the top of the mat. Listen carefully. Inhale. On empty, look forward, bend the left knee, hop your left foot to your left thumb, standing split. And then landing with the bent left knee, please hop it back and come into a three-legged dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. On empty, look forward, bend the left knee, hop your left foot to left thumb, standing split. And then landing with the bent left knee, hop it back, three-legged dog. Last one, inhale. On empty, look forward, bend the left knee, hop your left foot to left thumb, standing split. Into a forward fold. Step your right foot down to meet your left foot. Let's take a Bakasana crow pose. Come up high onto the balls of the feet. Plant your palms and put your knees in the backs of the triceps. Look forward, lean forward, and maybe catch some hang time here. If a Bakasana is not what you need, take a baby Malasana instead. 5, 4, 3, for 2, chaturanga, vinyasa, downward facing dog. We will breathe. So smooth, even breaths. Like I know for me, after those hops that we just did, like it always jacks up my heart rate and my respiratory system. So it's your job in the moment to notice these things and try to slow it down. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the left leg up into a 3-legged dog. Flex the left foot, turn out the toes, and bend the knee to open your hip. And again, you might stay here, but if you would love to flip, roll forward, bring the right shoulder over the right wrist, and reach the top arm forward. So I would say it's like more of a side plank setup with the shoulder over the wrist. Find a deeper back bend, press the left foot down to lift your hips up high. Inhale, stretch the top arm forwards. Exhale, left hand down. Step your left foot forward to your left thumb, high crescent lunge. On an inhale, reach the arms up. Straighten out the back leg if it doesn't affect your lower back. But then what if I asked you to reach the outer right heel forward towards the outer right hip? Go down with your legs and hips. And lift out of the belly. Inhales, lengthen. And on an exhale, step up. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana A. Grab onto your shin, thigh, or foot and continue to lift the left arm skywards. Left foot presses down, left thigh bone lifts up. The shoulders are over your hips and the gaze is soft out in front of you. Keep the right leg lifted and extend the right arm overhead. Straighten out the leg in front of you if it's not there already. And on your next inhale, stand up taller. Keep the right leg lifted. Pendulum it down, pendulum it back, pendulum it up. Virabhadrasana 3. And again, if you have a wall in front of you or need to modify, hands of prayer at the heart. Look forward, maybe a foot or two in front of your mat. And reach your right heel back. Remember, this is your handstand leg. 2 more breaths. The outer left hip is hugging in. Inhale. Hands on the floor. Right foot steps back. Runner's lunge. Exhale. 3-legged dog. Lift the left leg up and back. Preparing to come into a standing split at the top of the mat. Inhale. On empty, look forward, bend to the right knee. Hop your right foot to your right thumb. Standing split. And then landing with the bent right knee. Hop it back and come into a 3-legged dog. 2 more like that. Inhale. On empty, look forward, bend the right knee. Hop your right foot to right thumb. Standing split. And then landing with the bent right knee, take it back, 3-legged dog. Inhale. Non-empty, look forward, bend into the right knee, hop your right foot to right thumb, standing split. Into a forward fold. Step your left foot down to meet your right foot. Bakasana, crow pose. Plant your palms. Put the knees on the backs of the triceps. Look forward, lean forward. Maybe you can pick your feet off the floor. So if you're going for this arm balance, the inner elbows, the inner knees, everything is hugging in. 5, 4, 3, or 2, chaturanga, vinyasa, downward facing dog for 5 rounds of breath. Inhale. Empty. Look forward. Bend into the knees. Hop, spring, or step to a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up to stand, Urdhva Hastas. And then keep the length, keep the height, and with control, lower the arms by your sides. Okay. Step your right foot to the back of the mat, please. So we're going to set up for a straddle pose. To measure out your feet, reach your arms apart and make sure that the hands are over the feet. Place your hands on your hips and point your elbows back, almost like you're doing a camel pose in the upper body. Press your feet down, lift your heart up. Inhale, elbows towards one another. Exhale, hinge at your hips and bow forwards. Once you have folded as much as you can fold, put your hands on the floor. So the heels of the hands line up with the heels of the feet. Bend into your elbows like you would do in chaturanga. And draw the shoulder blades down the backs away from your ears. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Hands on your hips, squeeze the elbows together and come up to stand. Okay, we're gonna do one more fold here. And what I'm gonna have you do is reach both arms straight up into the ceiling. Press your feet down, lift out of the waist, inhale the fingertips even higher. Keep the height as you exhale, cactus the arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and find an interlace at your lower back. Inhale, knuckles low, heart and chest lift higher. And on exhale, fold. Hinge at your hips. Keep a soft micro bend in each of your elbows and reach your knuckles straight up to the ceiling. Now that we've created some length and some space in the shoulders, now go forwards. So we go up first and forward second. I think a lot of people think that forward is like the default, but the forward is a product of going up. With control, put your hands back on the floor. And on your next inhale, flat back. Hands on your hips, squeeze the elbows together and come up to stand. Step back to Tadasana at the front of the mat so the right foot is next to your left foot. Inhale, arms go out and up, Urdhva. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands on the floor, inhale, flat back, prepares you for chaturanga. Exhale, chaturanga. Vinyasa, downward facing dog. Okay. So one more standing series. Step your right foot forward to your right thumb. And please come up into a high crescent lunge. Reach the arms up and overhead. Reach your arms out left and right to a T. And cross the left elbow underneath the right elbow and set up for eagle arms with the hands together. Or If this isn't working today, just grab the opposite shoulder blades. Inhale, lift your eagle arms up. Exhale, eagle pose. Step up, left leg is over the right. And it might be a single wrap, it might be a double wrap. Bend into your standing leg more like chair and draw the left thigh back. Your elbows lift up so that they're in line with the shoulders, and the palms press away from your face to get the back bend and the upper back. 3 more breaths. Look forward and soften your drishti. Inhale. Keep the eagle arms and send the left leg to warrior 3. Exhale. So personally, I think, warrior 3 with eagle arms is what I meant to say. Warrior 3 with eagle arms. Left arm is still under the right. And I personally think warrior 3 with eagle arms is easier than warrior 3. I think it's because your center of gravity with the arms is closer to the floor. But of course, if you do find this is too much too soon, options always there to modify. Reach the left heel back more. Inhale, find more length. Upright pyramid pose. Step the left foot back and reach the arms overhead so the biceps are by your ears. Place your right hand on your right hip, so starting to set up for a revolved triangle pose. Lifting out of the left waist, take a full breath in. And on your exhale, reach the left arm forward. Reach the left arm forward. Reach the left arm forward and twist. Revolve your triangle pose. Ooh, excuse me. So your hand will find a block or the floor, inside or outside of the front foot. If you're looking for something to do with the eyes, look over your right shoulder. Press your left hand down like a side plank to get more height with the right arm towards your ceiling. Inhale the top arm forward. And on an exhale, runner's lunge. Frame the front right foot, tuck your back toes. 3-legged dog, send the right leg up and back. This is where we're going to tie everything together. Take a full breath in. On empty, look forward, bend the left knee, hop your left foot to your left thumb, standing split. Perch pose, inside of the right knee taps the inside of the left knee. And then maybe this is where you stay, or if you're interested in that pistol squat, grab the outside of the right foot with the right hand. And maybe find the balance grabbing the right foot with both hands. So the only part of your body is the left foot on the floor. However you can, step back, runner's lunge. 3-legged dog. So the left leg is lifted. Inhale. On empty, look forward, bend the right knee, hop your right foot to your right thumb, standing split. Perch pose, left knee taps the right knee. Stay here, or if you want to explore that pistol, left foot shoots forward. Maybe you grab the lifted foot with both hands. Runner's lunge, however you can. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. And lift the right leg up into a 3-legged dog. Inhale. On empty, look forward. Bend the left knee. Hop your left foot to left thumb, standing split. Stay here, or if you would like to take 3 to 5 L-shaped handstand hops. Option to come up. And if those handstand hops didn't sound like a good idea to you, you could hang out in standing split. But eventually we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. And folks, I just want to say, like, if you're having a good time with your standing splits, or if there's ever like a pose or a transition you want to workshop on your own a little bit more, You're always more than welcome to pause the video, work on what you want to work on, but then jump back in whenever you're ready. I'm sweating a lot over here. I don't know if you can tell from over there. All right. Last side, last thing. Get excited. Step your left foot forward. And come up into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, reaches the arms up. Reach your arms out left and right to a T. And this time we'll bring the right elbow underneath the left elbow to set up for eagle arms. Inhale, eagle arms lift. And on an exhale, step up to the full expression. Right leg is over the left. Bend more into your standing leg like we would do in a chair pose. Wrap the right thigh bone back and lift your elbows up in line with the shoulders. Look forward, soften your face, your breath, and your eyes, and take 2 to 3 more rounds. Inhale. Keep your eagle arms and send it to Virabhadrasana 3. Exhale. So the only thing that really changes is the legs unwind and you tilt forward. Reach the eagle arms to the front of your space, like your fingertips could touch the front wall, and then reach the right heel back, like it could leave that footprint behind you. Look out in front of you, maybe a foot or two, so you have that extra length in your neck and upper body. Inhales, lengthen. Upright pyramid pose. Step the right foot back and reach both of your arms up and overhead. Place your left hand on your left hip. Keep the right arm lifted. Inhale, lift up and out of the right waist. And on an exhale, reach the right arm forward. Reach the right arm forward. Be slow in this transition as you come down into a revolved triangle pose. So your right hand will find the floor or a block. And really whatever you find with the right hand, I want it to be something that you can press down really well. Like you're essentially like stiff arming the floor to create more space across your chest and more height with the left arm. Maybe the gaze goes over the left shoulder. And continue to press your feet down really well, almost like you could tear the yoga mat horizontally. Inhale the top arm forwards. And on an exhale, runner's lunge. Rebend into the front knee, tuck the back toes. Three-legged dog. Lift the left leg up and back. Take a full breath in. On empty, look forwards. Bend the right knee. Hop your right foot to your right thumb, standing split. Perch pose. Inside of the left knee taps the inside of the right knee. Option to stay here, or if you want the pistol, grab your left foot with your left hand, and maybe grab the foot with both hands to play with balance. Runner's lunge. Step your left foot back. Lift the right leg high. Come into a three-legged dog. Inhale here. On empty, look forward. Bend the left knee. Hop your left foot to your left thumb, standing split. Perch pose, right knee to left knee. Grab the outside of the right foot with the right hand. Pistol squat, shoot it through. Maybe grab the foot with both hands. Play with balance. Runner's lunge. Step the right foot back. And lift the left leg high for a three-legged dog. Last one of today. Inhale. On empty, look forward. Bend the right knee. Hop your right foot to right thumb, standing split. Maybe this is where you stay. But if you'd like to take 3 to 5 L-shaped handstand hops, maybe you come up. So I wouldn't say that I am the best handstander. Like, I still kind of need the wall, right? It needs work, it needs practice. But I will say this. The secret to handstands is using your legs. So remember, like, this really strong L shape we've been playing with today. A lot of times I see people do this, where they like kick up and they kind of flail when they get there. But notice if I just keep both my legs straight. See how much more stable that position is than if I were to like come up flailing? Meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, shift forward, come into plank pose. And on your exhale, lower to the floor, reach your arms back and look to the right. So I don't know if this pose has like a proper name, like a Sanskrit name, but I like to think of it as a beached whale pose. All I want you to do here is find your breath. Slow it down. And then switch second side. Look to the left, right cheek down. And all in all, I'm looking for you to take about 5 rounds here. Maybe with every exhale, can you try to lift the navel off the floor? Maybe you can even notice a difference in your neck on the sides. Eventually bring your face back through center. And come into a Shalabhasana. Lift your knees, lift your shoulders, lift your feet, and lift your hands. So option 1, you stay right here. Option 2, if you would like to take bow pose, grab the outer edges of your feet and kick your shins and feet into your hands. So you're trying to lift your thighs off the floor as much as you can lift the thighs off the floor and get your toe tips as the highest point of your body up in the air. Shalabhasana, come out with an inhale. And on an exhale, left cheek down, look to the right. And maybe you just shimmy your hips side to side. But if you want a bigger movement, bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs. I'm going to stick with the shimmy myself. Just because I think we've moved enough in this class, and I want to do less. You might feel different, and that's totally fine. Sometimes we need more, sometimes we need less. Bring your face back through center. And set up for one more Shalabhasana, lifting knees, lifting shoulders, feet, and hands. So your butt is pressing down when you bend into your knees. Catch the outsides of the shins. And if you're looking for a deeper back bend, walk your hands up your shins toward your knees. And do the same things that we did before where you kick into your hands, lift the thighs off the floor as much as the thighs will lift. So the goal is when you create this teardrop shape in your back bend to get your toes up as the highest point of the body into the air. Shalabhasana, come out with an inhale. Right cheek down, look to the left. And maybe you shimmy your hips side to side. Or if this was good for you before, bend to the knees and windshield wipe your legs. Okay. So I'm going to have you roll over onto your back. We're going to end class with the front as the back and the back as the front, and I don't want you to overthink this transition. It's almost like you're rolling over in bed. Just roll left or right onto the floor, onto your back. Bend into your knees and wrap the right knee over the left knee. Gomukhasana on your back. So you're going to try to grab the outsides of the feet with the opposite hand. And I know for a lot of people, like getting into this cross-legged shape might be a little too much too soon. In which case, feel free to grab the back of the hamstring. Or if you want to modify a step further, just take figure 4. Press your tailbone down, soften through your shoulders. So notice if you're rounding it all in the back, and if you are, maybe consider doing a little bit less. Keep the crossing of the legs and let go with your hands. Scoot your hips a few inches over to the right and start to find a cross-legged twist over to the left. If you feel this is too much of a twist too soon, I would recommend either a block underneath the shin for support or just do a different twist. Stay with the breath. And if it's okay on your neck, look over your right shoulder. Slowly make your way back through center. And set up for the second side. Bring the left knee over the right knee. Gomukhasana on your back. Grab the outsides of your feet. Keep flexing through the foot and press your tailbone down. Soften through your shoulders, and if you modified before, go ahead and modify again here. You know, for example, like if you're grabbing your feet and you're like barely holding on, maybe you do a little bit less. So it's not like an ego thing. You know, sometimes we need to do less to do more later on down the line. So like if we're going in for a pose that's meant for lengthening, but we are gripping, we're not going to get the sensation that we need because there's still that stressor on the body. Keep the cross, but let go with your hands. Scoot your hips over to the left and find a cross-legged twist over to the right. So this time it's the left arm that goes out to the side, and maybe it's the gaze that goes over the left shoulder. And if you did something different before, find whatever it is you did differently here. Smooth and steady breath. Make your way back through center. Unravel the legs. And I want to finish with the Viparita Karate. Grab a block, bolster, pillow, whatever you got. Place it underneath your sacrum and lift your legs up into the air. If you want, you could even take this variation with your legs up against the wall. And if you're doing that, I would recommend you finish class there. Maybe you add on the arms reaching up into the air as well. But if your arms are lifted, make sure that there's a soft bend in your elbows, your wrists, and your fingers. Either close your eyes or just keep a really soft gaze up at the ceiling, locked in on one point. We'll eventually meet in Shavasana. Of course, if there's anything that I have not offered you yet here today, that your practice is not complete without, take these last few moments of class for yourself, whether it's a happy baby or maybe you just set yourself up in a certain way with your blankets and bolsters and blocks. Maybe put the strap over your eyes to block out any external light. Keeping the eyes closed and taking one final scan of the body. Full breath in, fill up. Open up the mouth. Exhale is release. No more work. No more effort. Shavasana. If you are prepared to leave Shavasana, start to deepen the breath. Start to invite some smaller movements back into the body. Wiggling the fingers, the toes, the hands, and eventually the feet. Bend into your knees, step your feet onto the floor, and hug the legs into the belly. Keeping the eyes closed and using as little effort as possible. Please make your way up into a comfortable seat. Facing the front, facing your monitors. To seal in your practice, please bring your hands to a prayer position at your heart. Guiding the thumb knuckles up and into your sternum, please invite a full breath in. Open up the mouth, exhale to release. Thumb knuckles to your forehead, your third eye center. Thank you for sharing your practices with me today. Go in peace. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. As always, if you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And that's it. I'll be back next week, maybe sooner, with another video. Hope you guys had fun. I hope those pistol squats made sense, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.